Classic FM travel.
In the West Midlands, there are queues on the M6 southbound to junction 8, the M5 following an accident. In Cambridgeshire, the A47 is closed both ways in Peterborough between junction 15, Mean Parkway, and junction 18, the A15. In Hertfordshire, expect long delays on the A10 northbound in Cheshunt again this morning because of the roadworks. On the trains, following a signal failure, Great Western Railway services aren't running between Paddington and Reading, between West Ealing and Greenford, and between Maidenhead and Marlow. The Elizabeth line is suspended between West Drayton and Reading. There's a reduced service on the Heathrow Express, and C2C services aren't running between Grays and Upminster because of a separate signal failure.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
In East Sussex, the A21 is closed both ways in Hastings at Junction Road because the overnight roadworks are still taking place. In Kent, on the M25 at Junction 3, traffic is being held on the clockwise exit Slip Road to the M20 eastbound because of an accident. Also in Kent, there are delays of about half an hour on the M26 westbound to the M25 junction because of the ongoing roadworks. And on the trains, South Western Railway are also suspended between Brockenhurst and Lymington Pier, and there are delays between Bournemouth and Southampton Central.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
In Essex, one lane is closed on the M11 northbound just after junction 5 Loughton because of an accident. In Surrey, one lane is also closed on the M23 southbound just after the M25 because a car has broken down. In Kent, it's very slow on the M26 westbound to the M25 junction because of the ongoing roadworks. In London, in Brixton, Cold Harbour Lane is closed both ways between Brixton Road and Atlantic Road because of an investigation. And in Cardiff, the A48 is closed both ways between Valegate Retail Park and the St George's turnoff following an accident.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
In Oxfordshire, the M40 is closed in both directions between junction 9 Bicester and junction 8A Oxford services because of an accident. Also in Oxfordshire, the A34 is closed both ways between Abingdon North and the Marcham interchange because of an ongoing police investigation. In Kent, traffic was being held on the M20 westbound just after junction 4 Leybourne. It's just been released, but it's still very slow. On the trains, West Midlands Railway between Stourbridge Junction and Birmingham Snow Hill are slow because of an investigation, and ScotRail services are suspended between Stranraer and Bar Hill.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
There are severe delays in Greater Manchester on the M60 clockwise. That's after a car overturned earlier before junction 17 at Prestwich. In Cambridgeshire, there are long delays on the A14 eastbound. That's because of emergency repairs after junction 16 for Capworth. There are queues in Swansea on the M4 westbound because there's an obstruction on the road between junctions 45 and 44. In Hertfordshire, it's very slow on the M1 northbound. The car's broken down between junction 9 Redbourne and junction 10 for Luton Airport. Now back to the trains. West Midlands Railway, Cross Country and London North Western services are still suspended between Birmingham and New Street and Wolverhampton. That's because of an investigation.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
The time is 21 minutes past 7, starting on the roads in Greater Manchester. Delays on the M60 anti-clockwise, that's from junction 10 Trafford Centre because a car's broken down. In Kent, queuing traffic on the M25, that's anti-clockwise from junction 2, the A2, through the Dartford Tunnel, that's to Essex at junction 29, the A127, because a car's overturned. On the trains, because of engineering works, Greater Anglia services, they're not running to and from Broxbourne to Bishop Stortford and Hertford East. And also on the trains, Northern services are at a standstill between Sheffield and Barnsley.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
The time is 21 minutes past 7, starting on the roads in North Yorkshire. One lane closed on the A1M, that's northbound, just after junction 50 Ripon because the car's overturned. In Lincolnshire, the A17 closed southbound at the Swineshead Bridge because of an accident. In Staffordshire, 2 lanes closed on the M6 southbound between junction 14 Stafford North and junction 13 Stafford South. That's following an accident. Delays of around half an hour on the approach there. And on the trains, ScotRail services, they're not running at the moment between Kilmarnock and Barhead.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
The time is 21 minutes past 7, starting on the roads on Merseyside, queuing traffic on the M62, that's eastbound to Junction 7 Rainhill Stoops after an accident. In Kent on the M25 at Junction 3, restrictions on the clockwise exit Slip Road at the moment, that's to Junction, that is to the M20 eastbound because of an accident there. There are delays of around 40 minutes, that's from Junction 30, the A13. And looking at the trains, Great Western Railway services, they're currently not running westbound, that's between Plymouth and Liscard.
Classic FM. Classic FM travel.
The time is 23 minutes past 8, starting on the roads in West Yorkshire. Very slow on the M62, that's eastbound to just after Junction 26 Chain Bar because of an accident earlier. In Derbyshire, the A52 Brian Clough Way has been closed again eastbound, that's in Derby. Long delays on the approach there. In Northamptonshire, delays on the M1 northbound to Junction 15 Northampton, that's because the car's broken down. And looking at the trains, Great Western Railway services, they're now running between Paddington and Reading and also between Maidenhead and Marlow, but with delays and cancellations.
Classic FM.